So there's a funny story which I'm going to give as a by the way before I discuss what I wanted to shoot on this video. So there's a woman on YouTube, or a lady on YouTube known as Wizard Liz. That's the first time I have heard of her. And now she's one of those individuals who advises other women on how to make other men do what they want for them. So this woman, as you have said, as I've said, she's 26 years old. So this time round, things turned out different. She was actually cheated on by her boyfriend while she is 4 months pregnant. So I saw her on social media platforms like weeping, crying, and yelling to God. That was just her, by the way. So let's go to what I wanted to discuss today. I want actually to give out my own perspective opinion on those individuals who are starting a business, or who are interested to start a business, or who have been sold this idea of starting a business. I like it. It's amazing to be independent, not actually to be independent, to be able to build something from zero to something big is something worth pursuing. And there is one of the quotes, if I can recall it exactly from The Alchemist, there is a quote which says, kind of a statement, not a quote. Why should you pursue a dream? Because it is the possibility of knowing that it might come true that make life interesting. So that's why I was kind of immersed into a business, because I do believe if something magic, something big emerges out of it, it's something worth pursuing. But there are some things which, more especially on social media platforms, individuals will also dislike that starting a business is something amazing. The journey is going to be glamorous, it's going to be exciting, it will always be a relation throughout the journey. But I do believe that's a great try which individuals need to get out of their minds, because as they say, it's lonely at the top. Yeah, it's lonely at the top. So here are some things which you need to prepare yourself if you are ready to start your own business, whether it's big, whether it's small. You should at least be aware, and maybe there are other more things which you should be aware of, but these are the things which I've gone through, and kind of sharing, kind of therapy, and your comments may be therapy. That's it. So number one, be prepared to be rejected. You should always be prepared to be rejected. So you should not be that person who has a grand idea and believe that once you get into a business, then every individual is coming to say, what is this product which you are selling? This is the product which you have been waiting for a long period of time. That's probably in heaven. But on this spaceship, this earth, then rejection is a common denominator. You are going to find out new customers. And these customers, there are some who are going to receive you with open arms. There are others who will be kind of emotional, and there are others you will never work with them for the rest of your life. So if you are that individual who is going to coil back when you face rejection, then starting your own business, probably it should be on paper and not something which you want to prove on this planet. It should be on paper. You should be fantasizing about that business. You should be dreaming that business. But if you intend to be starting that business, then be assured you are going to be rejected, not by one, not by two, not by two, but a few individuals who are not going to work out with you. So you should be prepared for rejection. Another thing which you should prepare yourself, if you are going to start your own business, is that the plans which you have put in place in your mind on paper, most of the time they are not going to work. You may end up coming out with a lot of calculations saying, I'm going to make around 100,000 Kenyan shilling sales per week. Yeah, there's a possibility those things might work out, but there are also high chances that those plans are only going to work on paper, but in reality, it's going to be lonely. Sales, sometimes you're not going to make them, you're going to make some losses, and it's usual. If you keep the spirit of fighting, I do believe that journey is going to be worth it. But the whole illusion that sales will be flowing from January to January is going to be a disappointing tenant, which should be erased from your brain. Be prepared that there are a lot of things which are not going to work out as per the plan, and it's okay. And as time goes by, you are going to figure out what products are being bought by your customers and what products probably you thought they are going to make you a lot of money, but things have turned out to be not the case, and you should be ready to accept it. Don't beat yourself down that this is what I had in my brain and it's not working out. Why are things not working out? Don't beat yourself for those things which you wrote on paper not working out. Adjust according to what the market needs, and I do believe it's going to be easy. Debt. So you may end up finding yourself in a huge debt. I've been doing my calculations this morning and I'm like, boy, how did you find yourself in this almost 6,900 feet deep under? Not 6 feet under. 6 feet under are for those individuals who have already died. But the ditch which I found myself in, it's so deep, and I'm like, boy, if this thing work out, then you have a good heart, you have a strong heart, you have the heart of steel, because the place which I found myself in, it's a huge ditch, which I'm ready to dig out my, which I'm ready to get myself out of it. I stopped digging. Where I found myself, it's enough. So if you are going to start your own business, just be prepared that you may find yourself in a huge debt, which if you call yourself into a personal meeting, do your own calculations and find out where these resources went and why you are in that dire situation. You may not forgive yourself, but it's okay to forgive yourself and move on. So debt is something which you need to be so careful about, because it's something which may happen, and you finding yourself in that situation, you may wonder how did it happen. So you need to be so keen on that issue. Another issue is sometimes you may end up realizing probably there's no progress or a retro progress. That's so common, especially it's so heartbreaking in this social media era where you see individuals flashing with Mercedes Benz. Yesterday, I saw a Porsche. I need to keep that in mind. For the first time in my life, it was on 15 June 2005 when I saw a Porsche. And that individual kind of decided to put it in a sports mode. It was amazing. So, what I'm trying to say is, more especially in this generation where you see individuals flashing a lot of resources on social media, posting bigs, you are able to see a lot of progress and you wonder what's wrong with you. Sometimes I found myself in that situation, but as we said, we don't give up. We are ready to adjust and make things work out okay as we intended them to work out. Also, another thing which you should prepare yourself in for. So we have been sold this idea that starting a business, you are going to work at your own leisure, you are going to work the time which you want. Probably it happened, but it happened maybe in Wonderland, in Dreamland. But if you are going to start out, especially in these initial stages, then be prepared to work for the longest hours possible, because there is high chances you are going to work for yourself by yourself. So it will require much of your time. You maybe, for instance, I do cell phone accessories. I need to prepare those things myself. I need to pack them. I need to order and go and carry that package myself. So it takes a lot of time. Time is required to build that business. So that's are kind of my thoughts on if you are prepared to start a business as an individual, especially in this 2025, then those are some of the things which you need to prepare yourself before you go out there and get it demolished and you wonder, why was I so this life? Mentally, you should be prepared for that. And I do believe if you are strong enough, if you are courageous enough, you are patient enough, if you adjust according to the environment, then you are probably going to be successful. And if you don't make it, but at least you are in the battlefield. Thanks for watching. See you in my next one.